Frank Kessie could be an instant Henderson upgrade. As Jordan Henderson gets closer to his Liverpool debut, Liverpool's midfield candidates are increasing day by day. One of them is Barcelona's Ivory Coast star Frank Kessie. Liverpool captain Henderson and his midfield teammate Fabrizio are expected to join clubs in Saudi Arabia in the coming days. Despite signing Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai, these exits will leave Jürgen Klopp light in midfield, as James Milner and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain also left this summer. Romeo Lavia is believed to be Klopp's primary midfield target, but David Ornstein of The Athletic reports that the Reds' £37 million initial bid was rejected and may be under the Saints' own valuation. Many alternatives have been associated with Premier League heavyweights, including Barcelona's Kessie. Kessie has turned down advances from teams in Saudi Arabia, while Barca are reluctant to accept Juventus' loan offer as they want cash, according to reports in Spain on Tuesday. Liverpool are said to be one of several English clubs running to sign Kessie, with Spanish broadcaster Sport previously suggested the Reds' value at €35 million. Six big teams Manchester City, Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham and Chelsea are also showing interest. Kessie has been on the radar of Premier League teams for several years since his days with Atalanta, which paved the way for a transfer to Milan in 2019. After 3 years at San Siro, Kessie came to Barcelona for free 12 months ago after his contract with Milan expired, but made just 7 La Liga starts under Xavi in his first campaign in Catalonia. Still only 26 years old, Kessie feels her best years are ahead of her. The Ivory Coast star definitely has plenty of top-notch experience. Used predominantly as a pure central midfielder, Kessie's main strengths can help break up the game and keep things on track, much like Henderson's role at Anfield. Indeed, when comparing two players, they are very similar in a number of metrics. Considering the numbers from Kessie's last season at Milan is a fair reason, as Barcelona has not been given a regular starting run. Kessie won 0.9 tackles per 90 minutes and recorded 0.9 tackles per 90 minutes. Henderson, on the other hand, had a very similar stat to Kessie, with 1 fight per 90 minutes and 0.9 interceptions. They also completed a similar number of passes. Probably the main difference between the two is that while Henderson is happy to put the ball forward, he doesn't tend to find himself in the opposing box, averaging just 1.9 touches per game in that region last season. In comparison, Kessie averaged 2.3 per game for Milan. This is reflected nicely in the goal stats. Because Kessie scored 6 times for Milan in 2021 to 2022, Henderson wasn't clear for Liverpool in the league last season. As former Milan forward Antonio Cassano said 2 years ago, Kessie is a player who scores, assists, has personality, is of quality, does not lose the ball, and is disruptive. While not all of these qualities have been seen up close by Barcelona until now, Kessie is potentially, if he comes to Anfield, he may have a chance to show how good he is, especially under the auspices of Klopp. He can go back to his old days. Patrick Dorgu's manager has confirmed his interest in the young Danish defender who could become Liverpool's next Daniel Agger. Despite all the talk that Liverpool is chasing Romeo Lavia, Joshua Kimmich and even Paris Saint-Germain superstar Kylian Mbappe, who's coming to Anfield may be a player he's never heard of. Jordan Henderson and Fabinho are also reportedly leaving soon, following the departure of Roberto Firmino, Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and James Milner. It's important that Jürgen Klopp renews his roster before the September 1st deadline. While signing Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai certainly provides some freshness behind a depressing campaign last time, 1 or 2 more signings are expected in the coming weeks. Lex left-back Patrick Dorgu is one of those previously touted as a target for the Reds, and his manager, Kingsley Ogbodo, recently confirmed that Liverpool are showing a lot of interest in the young defender. Ogbodo also told Sport Italia that while Dorgu is his preference for staying where he is for now and developing further, the interest from other clubs like Barcelona and Manchester City means he will leave sooner or later. Danish youth international Dorgu joined Lex from Nordsjælland on a permanent deal earlier this month, after spending last season on loan with the Italian club. The young talent has not played any senior matches for Serie A team Lex. However, he was used 35 times for the U19 team, scoring scoring 4 times and receiving 6 yellow cards. With his 19th birthday fast approaching, Dorgu could challenge Gianluigi Rossi for a starting point next season. He may soon be in contention for a senior call to the Denmark national team. Premier League heavyweights Liverpool have had a number of Danish players on their books over the years, including Christian Poulsen, Jan Molby and Torben Piechnik. Molby was a regular for Liverpool for several years, as did Daniel Ajer, who played 232 times for the Reds over 8.5 seasons at Anfield. Ajer was a centre-back via trade, but could also play on the left like the promising Dorgu. Indeed, as the Danish scout puts it, Dorgu is an extremely dynamic fullback. Someone who can change his position after his game has developed, as many players still find their feet in. Like Dorgu, Ajer was relatively inexperienced as he played only a few seasons for Danish team Brøndby before being caught by the then Champions League holding Reds. Fast forward 8.5 years, Ajer left Liverpool as a fan favourite and climbed the ranks to become assistant captain after Jamie Carragher retired in 2013. If that's the case for Dorgu, he could prove to be the long-term successor to Andy Robertson that Liverpool aspired. Although Liverpool is focused on midfielders and defenders, it continues to keep young players among its plans as an investment. Liverpool entered the transfer race for the Japanese winger. Liverpool have reportedly made an offer for Japanese winger Kito Nakamura but need to develop it to sign the player. According to information from French sources, the Reds offered €7 million for the 22-year-old player. And they were willing to loan him back to his current club LASK Linz, but they quickly turned down the offer as they wanted €11 million, which would have been a record sale for the Austrian side. Apart from Liverpool, it is stated that the French team Lille is interested in Nakamura, who plays for the Japanese national team twice. Eintracht Frankfurt is also keen on the player. Nakamura had a good 2022-2023 season for LASK. He played 34 games in all competitions, scoring 17 goals and contributing 4 assists. Despite being predominantly a left winger, he can adapt to a number of positions, playing all over the forward line and midfield, as well as appearing once in a number 10 role. This productivity and versatility will certainly appeal to Jürgen Klopp, given that while the Reds are high-quality forwards, the 22-year-old plays in a league that ranks 11th in UEFA's association club coefficient. Other areas of the roster should be a priority for now. Liverpool are fervently chasing midfielders and defenders, so the summer transfer budget will be very focused on these positions. However, if these goals are achievable and there is still some money in the bank for more signatures, perhaps then a more serious pursuit of Nakamura might be considered.